Ciao da Agzaroth della Tana dei Goblin, bentornati a una nuova puntata del Goblin Show. Stasera siamo particolarmente felici perché siamo riusciti ad invitare due ospiti stranieri, due membri della giuria del gioco d'Oagno Spiel Portugal, che sono qui con noi, con i quali parleremo del loro premio, soprattutto mettendolo al confronto col Goblin Magnifico e così via. La puntata sarà interamente in inglese, o almeno ci proviamo, poi magari nei commenti ogni tanto ci fate sapere se capite tutto, se avete bisogno di una traduzione rapidissima. Ovviamente sarà l'inglese del nostro livello, quindi bacchettateci pure quando sbagliamo, non pretendete troppo, perlomeno da me. Però non perdo ulteriore tempo, così anche i nostri ospiti vengono subito presentati. And we have with us Carlos Ferreira from Jogo d'Oagno.
Hello.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
Jogo do Ano.
Jogo d'Oagno. Okay.
Isso. That's it.
And Pedro Andrade.
Hello.
Hello. And for our award Goblin Magnifico, Peppe 74, Giuseppe Ammendola.
Hello everybody, bye.
The art director of Goblin Magnifico. So a brief introduction just to explain how this show came alive. When we founded Goblin Magnifico in 2015, Peppe?
Yes, no, 2015, yes.
There were some awards about the board game that we looked at. And we looked at one of these awards was the Jogo d'Oagno. In particular, we were impressed by some games that you rewarded. For example, the first, if I remember well, that was Imperial,
yeah.
by McGertz. Because both me and Pepe, we love Imperial. And in our opinion, it is a game that has not been rewarded enough. Okay. Yeah. And so we said, wow, these guys rewarded it. So I think we have to look at them carefully during these years. And so for us, for our Italian award, Spiel Portugal has always been a point of admiration, yes. A point of an important award. And during these years, during our activities, we saw that we had some points in common. We both look at expert players, and for 3 times, the third this year in 2022, we rewarded the same game. So it happened with Root, it happened with Barrage, and it happened now with Steam.
Yes.
So I said to Pepe, why do not invite them and talk about our awards? Okay. So some of our followers he said that Jogo d'Oagno is one of the most important awards for expert games in the international.
I joined to the congratulations of your award, and I would like to add that yes, there are other games that are not to know of little publisher. For example, I like too much Maria, and for example, Maria I didn't know very well before the winning of the Jogo d'Oagno. For me, Maria is one of the importance of an award. You know the word of the board game, but you could not know an important game like Maria that now I like very much.
Okay, thank you for your words. Well, maybe just trying to go just a little bit deeper. Yeah, we enjoy heavier, meatier games. That's our main goal. Uh, it's not that we could not award a game that it's not that heavier, but it's the games that we like to play. So if those are the games that we like to play, those are the games that we enjoy the most, and so the ones that we give the awards. And speaking of Maria, in that case, it was a game that I believe at that time it was more or less common for us to play with three. So three of us were joining together. So Maria was a perfect choice for us, and uh, all the other members of the jury also agreed that Maria was also a good game. That's why we have awarded it. That was the main focus for us. Um, I don't know if Pedro would like to add something here.
No, you are correct, Carlos. The way of course we are more focused on the medium heavy games, but in any case there are through the years some games that are not that heavy, but just the games that the together we would like to play. Just
And so during these years, how did the award changed? I mean, how did it start, and how did it change during the course of the years?
So I may add something here. So the game, I would say that just when we started was the first award was for 2005, if I remember correctly, and
Yes.
well, we were playing games for 2005, and we were a bunch of guys here in Portugal playing some games, and we were playing the games for 7 years, and we thought, well, why do not give a award? We started just maybe as a playing with this and just for fun, I would say. But well, while the years have come, we gave it more attention. At the beginning, the award was just given by the members of the Spiel Portugal, and there were four of us only at the beginning. So it was really a small thing, and it was just something so we appreciated those games. So that's why we gave the award to them. But at the beginning, we have only four members. While more members were joining the Spiel, just like Pedro. Pedro came a little bit later, and while they were joining the group, they were also becoming a jury of the award. And
So how many people are there in the jury now?
Now we are 9 members from Spiel, and
Okay.
since I would say 3 years ago, we invite some members of the community to have a bigger jury.
Yeah, since starting with 6 years ago, we started to invite one additional member. But on the last 3 years, 3 years ago, we have 5 additional members. So we are 14 now voting for the awards.
Okay, so it's a lot. Pepe, we are 17
In this
now.
year we are 20 because we have
20.
three new judges in this year. Yes, we are a big community in Italy because Tana the Goblin has several association in Italy. I think more than 40, about 50 different association in Italy, and we have members of our website, Tana di Goblin, and members of different association in Italy. And beginning since the first edition, we have also invited some important member of Italian community, not of Goblin, not of the Goblin community, and so we have a number of judges that varies from 15 to 20. These are the numbers. Okay.
So these were the nominees for 2022 for our award. As you can see, talking to our guests, we are Euro-oriented, but also we have some American games oriented judges. So we try to give a general and sometimes some war games or proto war games, So we try to give comprehensive view of the year.
A brother, yeah.
Yes. Is your panel of judges more Euro oriented for what I see in nominations?
Yes, I would say. Sorry, go ahead, Pedro. Go ahead.
No, it's just
okay. So the game.
Go ahead, Carlos.
I believe I have some internet. We have a community that is more Euro oriented. For instance, talking about myself, I'm a war gamer, but I also play Euro games, and I know that. And sometimes I select a war game for the award, but I know that it will not become one of the games that will be chosen. But even so, I put it on the list.
But you have to fight strong.
Yes, but I know the other ones will not choose it because our way of doing it, I don't know. Because I believe we have also the rules explained, but the way we do it is every member of the jury sends a list of 5 games that they like the most that were published on the year before. So, for instance, now on the next year, we will give the award. It's all the games that were published during 2022. And every member of the jury will send a list of 5 games. From that list, we select the 5 most selected games. So in the end, we will have 5 games that are fighting for the best game. That's the way we do it. So even if I put a war game there, I know that the other 13 members will not choose it probably, but I still believe that if that is my opinion, I will do it the same way.
Of course. And during the year, do you have the possibility to communicate among with the other judges? So just to say, I found this game, for me it's very interesting. You must try it and give it a chance.
We have an online page that everybody could speak about the games they are playing, and because now I think the most difficult thing about the prize is getting a big picture from all the games that appears every year. So if the judge is bigger now and everybody could speak about what they are playing and give some
good or bad ways
about the games that they are playing, and say, please check this one. And at the end, there are not banished the games, but I would say mostly the prizes will be Euro games. But like Carlos, sometimes I propose a game out of the box, but it's the game that I like.
Of course, the prices are a big issue, and we had a big problem inside our jury, because we had for years a limit at 100 euros for like a price cap. So we said we can't consider games above. But in the last year, we decided to change it and up to 150. And however, we are in trouble again, because there are some good games, few games, fortunately, that are, however, really, really expensive. So
you don't have Vital games in your selection, right?
no, we had some Vital games in our selection, but we don't know this year, because the cap is 150, and so we don't know. We had Kanban the first year.
Yeah, Kanban, yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
In the selection,
Yes.
I remember.
The first edition, yeah, I have seen.
Yes.
We do not have that price tag, so we do not have any. We do not exclude any game, but of course, it's only games that we have tried, and all and now with COVID and. Because on the previous years it would be much easier, because we have all these conventions and all these gatherings. For instance, I was living in Lisbon, and there was a board game gathering all weeks. So every Wednesday we have so there I could try all the games that because if I don't buy it, someone have bought it and we would play it. Now with all these gatherings, it's harder for us to have access to all these games. That's the last year was the first time that we started to ask games for us. We contacted the publishers and we said, we have this opportunity, we have this prize. We do not have the opportunity to buy it or to get it. So if you would like to give us a copy just for us to try it, but because without these gatherings, these weekly gatherings, it's much harder for us to have access to the games. We didn't have it before because we have these gatherings, so we could play because someone had bought the game. For instance, in the Lisbon community, we have always 30, 40, 50 people playing weekly. So someone would get the game, and if I just, can you borrow it to me so that I can try with my friends, and they would borrow it. Now it's harder to have access to the games. That's why we start asking for the games. But
I would say that at the end we have at least 7 conventions in Portugal every year. I would say, I didn't count it, but around 7 around the country. And if some of us go to one or two and the other goes to the others, at the end we try a lot of games and we can share opinions between each other. But it's like Carlos said, after the COVID, the things change a little bit. We are starting again, step by step, to put the machine working again.
Yes, we hope. We have some games that some editors give us, not a lot, and then some games that we own, we send to other judges just to let them try what we find interesting and so on, hoping they don't ruin them. These multiple passages.
There was one here that one of the members of the jury was from Brazil, and we have to send the game to Brazil because
and it's always risky sending something to Brazil.
Yes, of course. Pepe, our organization during the year, if you want to just briefly talk about our steps.
Okay, these are our dates for the 223, And we have a first shortlist pre-selection of our titles. We will give give this list 16 February, and we will have a show like this on YouTube. Well, we have not a fixed number for the short list. Simply, we chose a number of games about 16, 20 that have a sufficient number of consents from our jury. And after we select the nomination in this short list, and we will have a meeting in April. We will have a meeting 14, 16 April of the jury. We will play together, and this is one of the wonderful thing of the Magnifico. And at the end of this little convention, we will give the 8 games of our nomination for the date is not correct. 16 April 2023. Yes. And we'll give the winner at the fair of Play Modena, because we have a partnership with Play Modena. Since the beginning, Play Modena has been our partner, and the winner will be given to the fair of this year. And we will have our guest, that is Alexander Wemer, as winner of the previous edition, to take the prize, and we'll give the new the name of the new winner. Ok, brevemente magari lo dico per gli italiani che non c'hanno. Daremo la nostra prima lista il 16 febbraio, poi faremo un incontro riservato come l'anno scorso dal 14 al 16 aprile, e alla fine faremo una diretta per dare gli 8, e poi vabbè, come al solito il vincitore sarà nominato a Play, dove avremo anche ospite Alexander Wemer per ritirare il premio della precedente edizione.
So 1 year before COVID, we made a convention, all the judges all together, just to decide the winner. So we had decided the 8 nominees before, and we had a convention to decide the winner. But then we decided to make the convention just to decide the 8 nominees. So to do the convention before, during the year, we find it more useful for us to meet all together and decide the 8 nominees, trying to do a list, a balanced list, with some American games, maybe a little war game. Last year we had Atlantic
Chase.
Atlantic Chase, okay.
Atlantic Chase, yeah.
Another year we had Undaunted Normandy. That was a simple game, but a good, a new idea, a good new idea for
and
games.
a good introductory game for the wargaming. Yeah.
Another year we had Churchill.
Nevsky, yes,
Nevsky,
several,
yes. And so we
like that kind of games.
Yeah.
Churchill
is one of my one of the perfect games that I like to play, and also a 3-player game. But for me, it's awesome.
Yes.
Probably, I don't remember now, but probably that year, me and Carlos have choose this game for the nominees, but at the end,
yes, the change is also due to the change of Play Modena, because as I've explained, Play Modena has always been our partnership. And Play Modena was in the beginning of March in the first edition, but after COVID, Play Modena moved to May, so we had a longer time to during the year, and we have preferred to have this new asset for our time schedule.
We also have LadyCon to where we do something, but we invited. LadyCon is usually at the end of March, beginning of April. And we also like to invite the previous year a winner to come, but sometimes we have issues because I believe I don't know if it's Nuremberg or something that also comes at the same time schedule, and sometimes it's harder for us to have the designers here. But well, it's an option. We would also love, and we always invite the winners to come. Last year we almost had Jason Matthews and Ananda Gupta for Imperial Struggle, but at the very end they couldn't because COVID. But we always try to invite the winner to our convention. Yeah.
So at the end, you succeeded in awarding a board game, a war game, with
well, not a really war game.
Yes, but
it's not a war game. But it has wars, but it's not. And don't compare it with Twilight Struggle, please. It's not.
I was trying to trigger all the war gamers that were watching us in this moment.
No, but it's not a war game. But it's a wonderful game. I really, really love the game. For me, it's one of the. If you would ask me, what one of the prizes that I'm most proud of giving, Imperial Struggle is one of them, because I really believe the game is almost perfect.
Okay, so you talked about the prize you're proud, but in all these years, is there been an year when you said, maybe looking in the past, wow, we missed this, we made this error, we did a mistake with this prize?
Well, I would say that I don't regret any of the prizes. I'm not jury from the beginning, but I know all the games, and I was connected to Spiel some years before I made part of the group. And I would say that I don't regret any of the prizes, but I would say that in all of these, maybe my first choice, it's only the last 2 years. Mm-hmm. And when I saw the prizes before I was jury, I would say that brass will be my choice. And probably none of the others, but
yes, of course, we
are with that. What can I say? Regrets, maybe if after the prize I found and I know that one here happens, well, how can I let this game pass? But I don't remember now what was the game. But I remember one year I saw this was a good game that I could nominate, but at the end could not be chosen. That's my regrets. About the prizes, I don't have regrets. I don't know, Carlos. But...
Now, what as Pedro
I stopped on 2012 because it was a very difficult year. We were lucky not to have our award in that year because there were, if I remember, Terra Mystica, The Great Zimbabwe by Splotter Spellen, Keyflower, Soul King, all coming out in 2012. So I bet it was not an easy choice.
Yeah, you all. If you see, and I believe we also have, at least not there, but on BGG, all the games that you said, they were on our final list. Terra Mystica, Keyflower, what
The Great
were
Zimbabwe, Soul King.
the Great Zimbabwe, which I like, and Zolkin.
Zolkin.
Yeah, all the 4 ones were on our list, and the winner was Keyflower. But as Pedro said, if you ask me if I regret something, well, it's the problem of democracy, let's say, because
Yes,
I would say that, as Pedro said, from all these years, not if my first choice was one of the games that won, I don't know, maybe more than Pedro said. I believe I have a higher rate, but if all the group choice, so I cannot regret. Something that I usually try to evaluate on another ways, and this is always something that you have to try, but you cannot always be sure of it, is when I'm judging a game, I try to foresee if that game will be player on the following years, because every year we have good games, but
yes.
you know the industry. You have one game, the game is awesome, but 2 months later, another game, not exactly the same, but similar comes, and you will not play that game any longer, and you will play another one. So I try to foresee, is this game played later on? And I try to award that game a little bit better, but it's an idea that. And speaking of, and I'm not saying bad things, but for instance, on the year that Barrage won, also one of the games that were on the contention was to win the game was Crystal Palace.
Okay.
And I believe, and I have checked it several times. On my final vote, I voted Crystal Palace. So imagine, I don't know exactly the numbers, but imagine Barrage for 1545 and Crystal Palace 1546. So in the end, it was almost the same. But I thought that I could see Crystal Palace being played on the following years, and Barrage not. And to be honest, I have played Crystal Palace 10 times. After the game is awarded, and Barrage, if I've played once, it was the most, because Barrage is a wonderful game, but there are other games that, in my opinion, are similar and do the same. Crystal Palace has an effect that you don't see on other games, at least in my opinion.
But sometimes, well, we had Crystal Palace too in that year,
Yes.
Pep. Yes.
Yes.
Sometimes the jury made some choices thinking about a specific public, a specific segment of the players, and then you see that the commercial success of the games is different, and this is normal because the commercial success takes all the public, all the gamers. So, for example, that year we both probably were right to reward Barrage because he had in the years much more success than Crystal Palace. So maybe you were right. No, maybe you were wrong, and the market was right. We don't know, but we saw this year we both awarded Imperial Steam. And Ark Nova, of course, had a greater public success. But I think we don't regret it, me and Pepe, because we find the Imperial Steam more focused on expert gamers, and that's the focus of our award. So that's the public that
I would say that
we talk to.
both of
Yes.
us have the same opinion. There probably is the opposite of Carlos. It's my feeling about Art Nova
it's
and Imperial Steam, and I know that Carlos think the other way.
it's not that I think the other way. I really enjoy Arc Nova, and I really enjoy Imperial Steam. For instance, you have some years that you are playing the games, and well, for some reason you cannot see, and at the end of the year for us, and I don't know in your case if you talk about it later or not, and if you share this opinion, it's always a sense that we say, last year was a better year for games than this year. And this comes all the years. But
Yes.
this year, the selection was really, really great. I would say we have our 5 games, and we have Messina. I believe you also had it.
Yes.
You have
Yes.
Messina, that it's a wonderful game. We have this Imperial Steam. We have Arc Nova. We have
Gollum.
Gollum, for me, it's also a really, really great game. I really like Gollum. Um, and I
And
don't remember Coffee Traders. That's one that I really don't like that much, but that's my opinion. But just to say this, I really like Arc Nova, but I understand that it's a for me Arc Nova is a 2-player game. I would not play it with 3 or 4 players. For me, it's a 2-player game because you are fighting with yourself, and the other one is just for you to know if you won or you lost. It's for me that's the idea for Arc Nova. But I really enjoy Imperial Steam, and I really the game is so hard. I don't know if you have
Yes.
the
Yes.
share the same. The game is so hard, and if you miss something, you are completely lost. But
It's
I
an old
really,
style game, yes.
yeah.
An old
But
style game.
I really enjoy playing the game. Yeah. So, but I like Arc Nova also. I must confess.
About to regret the choice, I can say only one simple thing. I don't remember a single edition our with an unanimous choice of the winner or of the nominees. I cannot say that there is a single unanimous choice. So you can always have a single judge with a different title, both for the nominees and both for the winner. But it's the game. It's simply
Yeah.
The choice of a jury that is different from the choice of a single judge. It's simply this.
Maybe if I have to make a name during these years is just Spirit
Barrage.
Island. No, Spirit Island for that we left out the selection.
Oh yes. For the left out in the selection, Spirit Island, because was not so known by the judge in the year that was initially published.
Yeah.
Yes, probably yes.
Yeah, that's a game I have never played, and I really, really want to try it. So it was not also on our selection, because I believe that the intention, well, it's not the intention, of course, but the game is perceived more like a solo game that a game that you play with a group.
Instead, you must try it.
Yes, no,
because
it's on my to buy list.
yes,
It's
really
hard to find. It's hard to find. I'm waiting for my friends from Spiel Portugal to give it to me as a gift, but it hasn't come. But I'm still waiting.
I think Carlos is speaking for me.
Okay, so last question for you. Which are your relationship with editors and with authors? Do they appreciate you? Do they respond to your maybe questions, to your requests? Did you find a good relationship between the industry and the award? Except Vital Lacerda, which I presume is it's really friend of the.
Yeah. Oh, what? Well, in our group, in our Spiel Portugal group, we have 4 developers. So you know that.
Okay.
So we have Paulo Soldado and Nuno Sentiero from Madeira and Nippon, and we also have Costa and Rola from Inzi, and now and smaller games like Café and now Dom Pierre. So, but related with the game, I would say that we have the honor, and I believe people really appreciate our
Right.
prize, because we always have some good feedback from the publishers, and as I told you, the last year was the first year that we have requested games for our award, because it was much harder for us to test the games, and the response that we had was, in my opinion, way better than I would expect. I would say that more than 50% of the 50-60% of the publishers that we have contacted send us a game. That's why the game, the award came so late, because we have the games received a little bit later, but we had to try them all. But I would say 50-60% of the publishers that we have asked the game, they send it to us. So I was expecting, to be honest, 10% at the most.
Yes, that's a good response. We have to work to it just a bit more.
Yeah.
Oh yes, we are younger. What are the dates of your prize for this year?
I'm the one responsible, and I'm really sorry, but
Okay.
I'm not.
Oh, sorry.
No. I am the responsible, and I am not very. So we are not so strict as you. Okay, so we send a list. So we have a list of games, and we send a mail, and please send us 5 games that we like the most. And well, you have to wait until everyone responds. It's the Portuguese way of working. We are talking, and so they send us a mail, and then we just play the games and share ideas. And well, you have to send us the final votes until, and usually we would give the prize at June. That was the main idea. So
Carlos is a fighter. Normally he says you have 2 weeks to send the vote.
Okay.
And then 1 month later,
we are strict because we want to be.
Weeks. And then Carlos is a fighter, and with the bigger jury, and this problem that we have not all the games, and most of them we share between each other. So at the end, Carlos wants in June, and then the prize appears in September.
Okay. We want to be strict because we want to give the winner at play, and we also have at play a demo area with all the nominees, and this is a very beautiful thing because we share this game with our public, and we play like with the guys of play, and so we are strict because we want to be
prepared.
We want to prepare play, okay, and demonstrate the game at play. This is our mission also for our association, that is an association for the divulgants of the board games. So.
Yeah, I understand it, but as Lady Econ is always at end of March, beginning of April, for us it would be impossible to have the prize at that time. And now it's on that date, because earlier was at the end of January. That it would be there at that point completely impossible. And since we will award the games, I don't know how you select them, to be honest, but our selection is games that are published during the whole year. And so we could have a game that was released on the 31st of December, and we would only have it in, let's say, April. so we could not let it out.
We have the
why-
faculty to cut off all the games released in November and December.
Okay.
So
And to consider for the next edition.
for
yes.
the next year. So we decide together if some of that games arrives to a lot of judges, a lot of them try it in time, okay. But we have the faculty to decide all together, no, these games will go to the next year from the 1st November to the end of December. So we practically, we actually stop at the Essenspiel.
Okay. That's also a good approach. But since we have started this way, we only have one exception. But I believe people can understand it. It was Agricola, because initially it was released only, at least for us, that we could have. It was only released in German. German language.
Yes.
So we have to wait for the English language. That was the only exception that we have, because the idea is from the 1st of January until the 31st of September. And our main idea is to deliver, to have December, sorry, yeah. The main idea, thanks. The main idea is would give the prize in June, so that we could prepare, as you shown. We also always give a prize, a material prize, always in glass.
We saw it. It's really beautiful because
you should.
it's specific for every
every
game.
We try to get something from the game, because we are from Leiria and we have a small town here, that's Marinha Grande, that it's known for the glass works. And we also, that's why we have this always a prize made with glass. But the idea is to have it in June, so that we have the time to make the prize, because as we know that sometimes it's hard for us to have the designers at our convention. We try to give the prize at Essen. So the idea was have it in June. Then August, it's always vacation, so we have the prize done in September, so that in October in Essen, we give the prize to the winner, because there's always someone at Essenspiel. But this year, since was the first time that we have asked the games, this year was really done later, so we just gave it in November. But next year I will be harder. I'm talking to you, Pedro. I will be harder, and the prize should be done earlier, much earlier.
Okay.
You see, he's always complaining. I think he have a little bit of reason.
Well, you always need someone like that in the panel of judges. So, just one last question. One game from 2022 that you will surely nominate for the award.
Carnegie.
And we will do the same, of course.
Carnegie.
Well,
okay. Pedro?
Well, I would say the same. Carnegie.
Pepe?
We cannot give the list, but Carnegie is obviously in pole position also for us.
So I must say something different. I say Oathsworn, if the price is correct, or Woodcraft maybe.
Well, I would also say that it's not that heavy, but Woodcraft at this moment is lots of games that we need to play more. But at this moment, I would also say that Woodcraft could be.
I've not played so much, but it's a good game. Yes.
I don't want to be the bad guy here, but I play Woodcraft right after playing Carnegie, so the game was a little down for me.
Wow.
Because I really enjoy Carnegie. I have played it several times now, and I really, in my opinion, the game is great.
I like it too. So, okay, I think we are at the end of the schedule that we did. And I want you to say thank you for being here with us this evening. And of course, good luck for your award. and for the World Cup too. And
Maybe
yeah, go ahead.
maybe
Go ahead.
we can meet at some convention in the future.
So
Yes.
you are invited to come to Spiel Portugal.
Okay.
Lady
Lady
Econ.
Econ.
Lady
First, I
Thank
would like to thank you. Thank you very much for inviting us, and to share these ideas about both of our prizes, that they are very similar in some way, and we give the award to same games, or at least the selection is always very similar, right? So
And even when it's not similar, it's interesting because we always look at your selection and say, wow, maybe we missed this. They nominated it, and maybe we made a mistake not to.
we usually have one game out of the box, because we have some members of the jury that like things a little bit different, and sometimes we at least on the nomination, we usually have one game that's, or it's a total miss because it's not really that good, but or it's different and must be checked.
An outsider.
Yeah, an outsider.
Okay,
I would
thank you
also
again.
like to say thank you.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.
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 Stay gamer, stay goblin. Bye.